So if you've made it here from my previous YouTube channel, the sparsely updated YouTube channel, thank you so much for following along with my journey. So if you have not watched any of my videos before or you don't know me personally, my name is Sarita. I am a Black American living abroad. Originally, my journey in Europe started in Berlin. So on my page, I have posted some videos from my previous channel, just so you get a little bit of a backstory so I don't have to go through everything all over again. So I started in Berlin. That was a beautiful journey that ended up leading me to Spain. So after Berlin, I moved to Tenerife, a little island in the Canaries, which is off of the coast of the Sahara, if you're not familiar with it. But it is an autonomous community of Spain. So the island was beautiful. I moved less than 2 weeks before the pandemic started, so perfect time to move to a new city. Unfortunately, even after things opened up and started to get back to normal, little over 2 years later, the island was a bit too small for me. So I love the serenity of the place. I love the beauty of every part of the island. Everything looks like a postcard in Tenerife. If you've never visited, please go. They also have direct flights now from New York to Tenerife, so it's a quick trip if you live on the East Coast. But I also loved being by the sea. I don't know how to swim, but the sea just soothes my soul. But unfortunately, it was just a little bit too small for the long term. I still have my apartment there, but I have decided to move to Malaga. So if you've watched my previous videos, you can tell the background is a little bit different. That's because I'm in a brand new house, completely decorated by moi. I will also be sharing some different content. So I'm going to share a little bit of a before and after video showing you the inside of my apartment because I'm super proud of it. I'm just waiting on a delayed order, post-pandemic delays, that's okay. But I'm waiting for one more piece to complete the apartment, and then I'm gonna share a little bit more with you. But I don't know, do we love this wall color or no? I think it's kind of perfect for these kinds of videos. So now I'm gonna be telling you a little bit about my journey. So previously, I started my YouTube channel to help people, to give them a little bit of a friendly voice of what it's like to move from the United States to a country within Europe, especially being a Black American. The challenges of living in a new country are tricky. Bureaucracy or cultural differences and things like this. But navigating a foreign country as a person of color also adds another level of challenges or maybe a little bit of a discomfort at times. So luckily in Spain, my experience has been mostly positive, especially living in Malaga. So if you're not familiar with Malaga, it's in the Costa del Sol in the south of Spain. I visited a lot of cities. I visited Barcelona, I visited Valencia. I was really looking for a coastal city that had a combination of city and sea. But Malaga has been the best of both worlds. It's a super small, central, historic city. There's you can go outside of the historic center and experience the city as well. But it's not an overwhelming place like, let's say, Paris, which is massive and incredibly hard to navigate. Berlin was the same as well. Of course, once you live there for a while, you get the hang of it. You know the city like the back of your hand as if you're from there. I am not there yet, but I have been here long enough to give you some tips or advice if you're planning to come to Malaga or any of the coastal cities. I have not been to those, but I can still give you some tips. So I started this YouTube journey to share any kind of tips that I had had along the way or experiences of building a life abroad. And I think with everything going on in the United States now, a lot more people, I left pre-2016 election. And it's been over 5 years and we're here, guys. We're still here. We're still trying to get through this. So, a lot more people I think might be interested in seeing what life is like outside the United States. And I'm gonna tell you, it's not that bad. So I want you to follow along this journey. It's gonna be a bit of a different style. Not only will I be sharing life in Malaga, life in Spain, life abroad, but I'm also going to be sharing more of a personal journey that I've been on. It's a fun one. I'm looking at different mediums as well. So if you're not so much of a YouTuber, which I'm not, as you can tell by my previous channel, if you prefer to read, if you prefer to listen only, I'm looking at some different mediums. So I'm going to be releasing everything at once. So please follow along with the page. You're going to look forward to some tips on alleviating body pain, which is, I don't know if that's a secret. It's not, but it's not something that I share. I think when you see someone from the outside, you don't really know what's going on with them on the inside. They may look like they have it all together, but literally inside they're like, feel like they're falling apart. That's basically me. I've dealt with chronic back pain my entire life. And yeah, I've been on a really incredible journey of not only healing myself mentally, but also healing myself physically, exploring a little bit of spirituality. So on top of getting information about life, what life is like abroad, I'm also going to be sharing a little bit of my journey of how I got to this place of probably the best place that I've ever been in my life. Living outside of the US has a lot to do with that, but also exploring what's going on the inside, which is super important. I know we all talk about mental health, self-care, like, we've seen the hashtags, we follow the pages, we know. But it's still really important to find the journey that's best for you to get yourself to the best place that you've ever been in your life. And I just want to remind you that it's never too late. I moved to Europe when I was 30. I know it's not that old, but still, I was not a young college backpacker. I had an established life. I had a house, I had friends, I had a routine, I had security. And I decided to pick up and move to Europe, and it was the best decision that I ever made. So I'm here to help you. Feel free to message me on social media. I'm not big on anything. I'm doing my best, okay? I'm not a big social media guy, but I just have a lot of thoughts to share. So I have to use it how I can, use it to my advantage. So I'm gonna post all of my methods of contact. And yeah, please stay tuned and follow the page, subscribe, because I really am excited to share this journey with you, and I hope that you enjoy the ride.